If you listen carefully, you can hear Metal Pete in his natural habitat talking about fans. The rest of us are videoing this fan here. Metal Pete's over there telling stories. Yeah, I'm impatient to start because we got a lot to get to, but I didn't want to interrupt Metal Pete, so I just thought we'd hear the tail end of his story on camera. So, did you happen to catch and see if there was a current rating on this, your metalness? Did you look?
Oh no, I can.
He's gonna look now. Okay. Yeah, we got sidetracked from me trying to talk Andy into putting a fan in his bedroom. I'm convinced that a Homestead Whisper Fan 3 is the perfect fan for there, and I have a Homestead Whisper Fan 3 that needs a home, but Andy's not convinced yet, and I was trying to get Metal Pete on the case.
I do not see any kind of a rating at all. It's wore off.
Okay, well, you know what to do then.
Yes, I do.
So I know his metalness wants to rock the box.
Okay, we're going to start with high.
Okay. Now, before you turn it to high, I just want to warn viewers that might be easily frightened that the bearings in this fan are exceedingly noisy. When I got it, it was fully stopped up to the point of being non-functional, and I was told the fan didn't work at all, and they were right, because if you applied power, it did not do anything. And with time and patience, I was able to get it to run smoothly, but it is loud. And if I'm going to use this anywhere, I would need to replace the bearings. There's no, I mean, there's just, I'm the guy that is like least likely to replace bearings out of the majority of fan collectors. I'm normally the guy that's like, well, let's try and keep it, and let's, try WD-40. And in this case,
there's just no saving these.
No, not these bearings. I worked at it with lithium grease and first WD-40, then oil, then ATF, then lithium grease in that order for a couple hours there, and yeah. So that's the only thing about it is I don't know how this comes apart because of this rubber seal here. This piece here in the middle is rubber. I don't know if you have to ruin that to open the motor, and then of course, so I really don't know. These are mounted on rubber, almost like an outer flywheel. So maybe I might play with it a little more and try and pry the seal off the bearing. There is this bearing cover here, so you can take that cover off and then pry the seal out. Maybe I'll try repacking it with grease. I don't know. But for the purposes of videoing it, it's just going to be loud. Okay. So now that that's been said, take it away, Metal Pete.
Okay.
High, it goes up to 0.78. Drops down to 0.7. It's dropping, dropping, dropping.
Looks like it's staying at 0.7.
0.7, yeah.
Shall we test the airflow before?
Sure. Directly under it, it's... You know what's funny is I think directly under it, that little 36-inch one put out more.
Yeah.
Let's see back here. Back here, this one puts out more, I think. But you tell me what you think, guys. It's kind of hard to gauge. It's very...
Yeah.
Not by much, but, Which one do you think, Andy, is the winner of today's airflow test? Now, is this more than the stealth as well? What about, did you do a test for the stealth?
Yeah.
Which one wins, this or the stealth?
Probably it's really close between probably this one. The stealth with the wood blades, this has got a little thinner blade.
Yeah. It is a close one, I'll agree.
It is very close, because that stealth really flies.
Yeah. Well, that's that, any good K55 fan is going to be... what's funny to me is at that distance, which again, in a commercial setting, you're going to have distances much greater than that. But, that's my measuring distance. That's 15 feet. And at the 15-foot distance, a Casablanca or any other fan with a K55 motor, or a Hunter Original, outperforms a Silverline.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny to me because, Silverline is designed for commercial. It's designed to cover a bigger area.
Or Goldline.
Well, Goldline outperforms all of those.
Oh, yeah.
The only fan that I've ever had here that outperforms the Goldline is the 60-inch Dayton. But then again, a 60-inch Goldline and the 60-inch Dayton are about neck and neck. And then though it's also pretty neck and neck with the Westinghouse Sidewinder, which I think
yes, the Westinghouse.
I think is the most power. I can't remember which moves more air, the round nose or the Sidewinder. They're both pretty.
I think the round nose, but they're very close. They're just
That's again that all that stuff is so close as to be in a category of its own. 60-inch gold line, 60-inch cast Dayton, Sidewinder, round nose. You know. Some of the round noses are more powerful than others, too, though. So I'm going with the most power. Whereas the Sidewinders have been consistently... You were here for a Sidewinder
test.
Yes,
I was.
I know Andy's been here for a couple Sidewinders, I think. But Metal Pete, I think, was here for one of the later ones. And let me tell you now, Sidewinder flies.
I know, I've seen.
That's what we should put in your living rooms next go around.
Okay, well...
That would actually look good there. Sidewinder in your living room?
Time for the decade box.
Okay.
Let's...
My wife liked the Sidewinder, that'd be one in my living room.
Oh, yeah.
I cared for it.
So, let's start with 1, 2. Did I see something?
You did, but it's those rough bearings, you just don't know what you're going to see.
3.
See, it started and then it caught, which I'm sure is those rough bearings.
4.
Can't move.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, it's probably a lot different if the bearings were healthy. There's the noisy bearings that are that loud, there's rust in there.
Now it's going.
Yeah, it's on 5, so I'm getting 0.23. So I would think a 3-speed or 4-speed could actually still work on this.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah, but I mean, at least I was able to get it moving.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about it in my other video. I really want to find one of these in 36-inch. There was a store, you might remember, Andy. You remember the old Kohl's that I pulled the gold lines out of on University in Midvale? Did you ever go in there?
I don't think so.
Okay, can you picture that Kohl's, though?
Yeah.
In that strip mall, there's a place called You Frame It. The letter U and then frame it as one word.
I know my mom's been there. I can't remember if I've been in there.
They had 3 of these over the sales floor in 36-inch white, and then at least one more. I'm not sure how many more, but I saw at least one more in back 36-inch white.
0.27. At 7, we are at 0.31. 8. 0.35. 9. 0.38. 10. 0.41. So I'm going to go right to 12. 0.43.
One of these in white. Keep going, Metal Pete.
Yeah.
Would be ideal
13,
to go in that same room with the Airmaster Automator.
14.47.
I feel like they're the same kind of aesthetic.
0.49. 16. 0.51. 17. 0.52. 18. 0.54. 19. 55. 20. 0.56. 21. 0.57. 22. 0.58. I'm just going to jump to 25.
Yeah, you know, I started skipping them pretty quick at some point.
Yeah, I'm at 0.6 on 25, so I'm getting close. I'm going to jump right to 27. 0.61. Let's just jump to 30. And I'm getting 0.63 to 632. Flopping back and forth. Okay, well, let's go to 32. And just going to jump to 35. And I got 0.64. I'm starting to not get 37. 0.64. 39. I just maxed it out, and I'm at 0.65.
Okay, do high for comparison's sake.
And I get 0.7 on high.
Still a noticeable difference.
Yep,
okay.
So I maxed out the decade.
Yep. I have mixed feelings about this because I got this being told that it did not work. Mm-hmm. So on the one hand, I'm very pleased that at least it operates. On the other hand, I am annoyed at how loud those bearings are. Yeah, I mean, when they said it didn't work, there's not too much that can go wrong in these, so my worst fear was that one of the windings was open or the windings were burnt, and that's, you can't do anything with that. They're not, getting them rewound is prohibitively expensive. So, the fact that it's an operable fan is, is a good thing.
Yeah, it's
but,
just like your golden fans. Remember, they told you they didn't work.
That's true. I've gotten a lot of fans I was told didn't work. I have some originals that I got out of a hair salon that didn't work, and it was because they didn't know where the switch was.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot we didn't have to let it spin down.
Nope. Okay. So I'm already set for the solid state. Okay.
Poor bearings.
My chum as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 0.24. I'm at 3 o'clock with the... So now you're going to hear hum with those bearings.
Yeah. Something tells me we won't hear that much hum, given that it'll be drowned out.
Okay, well, why don't I just go up to... And, I'll just go up to 0.44. I'm at 1 o'clock. I'm just going to go straight up. 0.53. 11 o'clock. 0.59. 10 o'clock. 0.63. If I just go right to...
What's that? I can't hear you over how loud the fan is.
Alright, I'm just going to go to high since I'm already at 0.63, and on high I'm drawing 0.68. So, very, very close.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Yep.
No, I'm thinking it through as we're doing the video. I'm going to, at a later time in the future, someday, I'm going to pull the bottom bearing cover off, which is, you know, just the 4 screws, and I'm going to see, because you have full access to the bearing. So I'm going to see if I could actually pry the cover plate off the bearing and then flush it out and repack it with grease. Because again, my concern with opening up this motor is that rubber seal, even if it's designed to be, you know, removed and put back on, it's pretty brittle, given how old the fan is. These are late 70s, I think, at the
Okay.
so. Okay, well that's the whole video, isn't it?
Yep, that is.
Well, I'm going to turn the camera around and get the Caribbean Breeze label on this side, just in case we didn't get it. It is the Mark V, which is interesting because I don't believe they had an earlier version than this, so I wonder what the Mark I would have been. So, well, thanks for watching this one.